Most common mistakes that drivers make with delivery, especially food, and I think number one position that holds is actually drinks. They're being forgotten altogether, or grab a wrong drink for a customer, or it comes to a situation where sometimes there's just no straw for the customer. Second one, I think, shakes. Very common. Drivers don't get a spoon, don't get a straw, and as well as missing shakes. I think the third problem is drivers don't check the order, and especially if there's 2 bags with an order, they'll just grab one out of the 2 and they'll forget the second one at the restaurant, or at the place of delivery they'll deliver one and forget that there were supposed to be 2 bags for the delivery because they were busy with their phone or something else, so their mind was completely somewhere else, not at what they're doing. And then come down to that, drivers do sidetrack themselves with something else instead of with their work. I think the next common problem with deliveries are deliveries are being delivered to the wrong place. Sometimes to the neighbor, sometimes to the neighbor on the next street, and sometimes completely to the wrong place in an opposite side of the town, where that is not as common but happens. But the most common one that's happened is actually neighbor's door, or on the neighbor's street, cross the fence to the neighbor. Very common of those. A lot of times drivers are so convinced they deliver to the right place that they not even willing to get on the phone with the customer when the customer complains they did not get the food, to verify for sure that they delivered to the right place. I've been doing deliveries in my life off and on. It is one of the things that I fall back to when I am in between work, business, or something, and I need to bring in that income. And I know it's very easy to deliver to the wrong place. Give you an example. Yesterday, let's get an example. The apartment number is 1740, and the address that I was supposed to deliver to is 1741. I drive and I see the apartment complex 1740, but I know it's the wrong location. Across the street, apartment complex has no, I do not able to find a complex address number. So I'm 100% sure that it's supposed to be across the street. So, after driving forth and back, I'm kind of like, what? I am not going to deliver to 1740 because I know it's not the right address. That means the complex across the street has to be 741. I find the unit number, knock on the door, and verify, am I at the right place? The customer says yes, so I proceed with the delivery. So, sometime don't just assume, verify. Another common mistake that drivers do, they grab the wrong food at the restaurant. Or they mess up the orders in the car and they deliver the wrong order to the wrong customer. So, again, make sure you know whose orders is whose. Have a pen with you. If you have to mark those orders so you know. If you have to mark those drinks, please do so. This way, you'll have a higher chance of delivering the right stuff to the right customers. I am not talking about the screw-ups that the restaurants make. I'm not talking about the screw-ups that the DOORDAShes make. The DOORDAsh makes. I'm talking about screw-ups and mistakes that drivers make while doing delivery, while trying to make that money and deliver that order to that customer. What actually got me to do this recording is the video that Pedro did yesterday talking about his order from Papa John's, I believe, where he ordered 2 items, only got 1 out of the 2. So the question is, what happened to the second item? We can guess. Forgotten at the restaurant, accidentally got picked up by another driver, or maybe the driver that delivered it messed it up and gave a part of the order to someone else, or left it in his car. We will know. So another question that I have to you guys is this. If you are a customer and you're constantly having problems, wrong drink, no drink, missing items, half an order's missing, will you continue tipping your driver? I personally wouldn't be. I probably eventually would stop actually using the service. But the problem is, as customers, they got used to that. And there's no alternative. So they rather go with a risk of not getting their order and calling and getting their money back. But at least, they don't have to risk the tip. They don't have to, tip a driver that doesn't care. So what else drivers do that they are doing mistakes on? And that is, drivers don't follow instructions that is provided in their app. Either provided by DoorDash, provided by restaurant, or provided by the customer. Most common is provided by the customer. A couple months ago, I seen a Reddit post where customers said that in the notes, they said, under the mat, there's the tip. And that's the only way they actually tip their driver is no contactless delivery, and in the note, in the note saying that there's a tip under the mat. And to my surprise, that customer said 50% of the time drivers don't even take their tip. Does that mean half of the drivers out there don't even check their notes? Don't communicate with their customer over text? Wow, it is a surprise for me. At least for me. So, question. Do you check your notes in the app? Do you communicate with your customer when customer either give you certain instructions or ask you a certain question? Or you're one of those that try to ignore the customer so not to get yourself into a situation? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other mistakes that delivery drivers do. As you guys have noticed, none of my videos are scripted or planned out in advance, and I cannot just think of from top of my head right now. I kind of went blank. But what I want to say is, if you're serious about your business, treat it as it is your business. That means check the drinks, check the shakes, check the order, make sure that you are delivering that what customers ask. Make sure you are following instructions that the customer provides. And one other thing that just came up, some drivers, I know most of you are not, are spending too much time at the restaurant waiting for an order that is just not worth waiting for. Yes, you took the order because you thought it is ready, and probably it was worth that order to just grab it and deliver it. But when you got there, it was not ready, and you decided, you know what, I'm going to wait. I'm going to give them a minute or two. That minute or two turned into a half an hour, and you're still waiting. So, guys, be wise, be smart. And if you're doing this business, do it from the pure of your heart.